There is a place far beyond the last edge of sound where nothing needs to be named anymore. Not distance, not time, not even thought. The universe does not hurry there. It does not expand with force. It simply opens. You are not traveling tonight. You are only loosening your grip. The weight of the day begins to thin, like fog lifting from quiet ground. Somewhere beyond the last border of light, everything becomes slow enough to be forgotten. Your breath finds its own rhythm, in and out. Nothing is being measured. Nothing is being proven. The edge disappears, and you no longer need to hold on to it. The last trace of effort softens around you now, and the night grows wide, quiet, unbroken. You breathe softly, and the universe exhales through you. The room is still, yet something in it begins to drift, a feeling more than emotion, a widening more than a direction. You can rest now. Nothing presses forward, nothing pulls back. The space around your body simply becomes lighter, like air that has been waiting all day to settle, and we drift with it. Slowly, easily, as if our thoughts have loosened their knots one by one. Far above the roof, beyond the familiar dark, the quiet architecture of the universe stretches outward. Galaxies move with unhurried grace, sliding through the deep like lanterns carried by an ancient tide. It's okay to drift. There is a softness in the cosmos that rarely gets named. Astronomers speak of distances, speeds, and energy. Yet, between every measurement lies a comfort, a kind of cosmic exhale that has lasted for billions of years. And tonight we are leaning into that exhale, letting its slow rhythm become our own. Somewhere in the vastness, the Milky Way continues its gentle rotation, turning once every 230 million years. One slow breath of creation. You can rest now. Its spiral arms stretch across 100,000 light years, so wide and so steady that even light traveling at 300,000 kilometers per second needs a lifetime to cross it. We float beneath that spinning quiet, held by its familiar glow, even if we never notice it in the day's steady brightness. And as you breathe, the mind begins to soften at its edges, like a shoreline letting go of a fading tide. The weight of memory loosens. The small frictions of the day dissolve. The thoughts that felt sharp now grow round and slow, like stones smoothed by gentle water. It's okay to drift. We drift past thought, past the strict lines of language, into the soft science of the night. Here, in this widening calm, the universe changes shape. Not in the way gravity bends light, but in the way silence reshapes attention. You can rest now. Now way be, in widening calm, far into the quiet dark beyond any map. The cosmic expansion continues at 73 kilometers per second per megaparsec, a number spoken softly by astronomers, yet felt only as the faint stretching of space itself, a silent, widening gentler than breath. Somewhere light continues to travel. Imagine the fabric of space, not as a surface, but as a slow-moving tide easing outward in every direction over the course of billions of years. Galaxies drift upon it, like leaves on a patient river, following currents older than memory. You are allowed to drift too. You are allowed to be unhurried and low and still. The universe has no rush. It moves with a calm that outlives stars, a calm that outlives worlds, a calm that slips quietly beneath every breath you take. Your breathing deepens, not because you force it, but because the night has given you permission to be small and gentle and unguarded. You breathe softly, and the universe exhales through you. The mind begins to shift now, moving from thought to sensing, from naming to simply noticing. You are held in a quiet that feels almost luminous, A soft awareness glows around your ribs. Your shoulders drop by a few weightless degrees. Your hands rest without asking. You can rest now. And in this loosening, the science of the night becomes a companion, a soft presence rather than a lesson. The universe is not silent because it is empty. It is silent because sound needs air, and air exists only in small warm places like the world beneath your feet. Beyond Earth's thin layer of sky, everything becomes quieter than quiet, quieter than thought, quieter even than fear. It's okay to drift. In the vacuum between stars, particles pass each other like distant travelers, sometimes separated by kilometers of nothing. Yet, in that nothing, light still moves, photons traveling for thousands, millions, even billions of years, carrying the faint memory of the stars that made them. Some of that light touches Earth tonight, some of it touches you, and you can rest now. Astronomers estimate that the observable universe stretches about 46 billion light-years in every direction, a sphere of visibility shaped by time itself. But beyond that horizon, beyond everything we can measure or imagine, there is more. More space, more dark, more gentle nothing. It's okay to drift. That is where our attention moves tonight, toward the quiet beyond the visible, toward the region where expansion softens, where the last trace of structure fades, where the universe becomes a tender kind of unknowing. You breathe softly, and the universe exhales through you. Thoughts may still rise, but each one lands in a softer place, a place without edges, a place where the boundaries of mind begin to open, just as the universe opens. Gravity itself grows delicate in these outer regions. Between galaxy clusters, space stretches so evenly that matter barely pulls on matter at all. The cosmic web thins its filaments, fading into rivers of nearly empty space. You can rest now. Some clusters drift apart at tens of thousands of kilometers per second as dark energy nudges them outward. Not violently, not quickly, just steadily, a slow release written into the mathematics of reality. This gentle force is not loud. It does not roar or twist. It simply widens the universe by the width of a breath every moment of every day. It's okay to drift, and in that widening, there is a lesson the night understands. Not everything needs to be held tightly. Not every thought needs to stay. Some things are meant to drift outward, to dissolve, to become part of the quiet. You may feel your awareness floating just slightly above your body now. Not lifted, not carried, just softened, as if your presence were blending with the space around you. You can rest now. The science of the cosmos becomes a lullaby, a soft chorus of slow numbers, ancient distances, and light that moves without sound. One photon, leaving a star a billion years ago, might travel across expanding space for its entire existence before touching your skin tonight. It is a traveler that has never paused, never hurried, never slowed, only moved forward at the same steady speed through everything the universe has ever been. Somewhere light continues to travel, and maybe in its journey there is something familiar, a reminder that even when life feels dense, the universe itself is spacious and patient and willing to hold everything lightly. You breathe softly, and the universe exhales through you. The temperature of deep space averages just 2.7 Kelvin, only a few degrees above absolute zero. This faint warmth is the last whisper of the Big Bang, a glow stretched thin across the cosmos for 13.8 billion years. You can rest now. This background light is older than every star you've ever seen, older than any galaxy familiar to human eyes, older than memory, older than stories, older than thought. It drifts around us tonight like a low, ancient tide, past the galaxies, past the clusters, past the faint outlines of matter. The expansion grows smoother and quieter and slower to perceive, a kind of cosmic stillness spreading outward in all directions. It's okay to drift, and somewhere beyond that, beyond the last edge of sight, beyond the farthest vibration of matter, the universe lets go. Not in a collapse, not in a shattering, but in a soft widening into whatever lies beyond knowing. You are drifting with it, calmly, lightly, without effort. The mind loosens its grip. The breath remains steady. Your body becomes part of the quiet around it. You can rest now. In the quiet between stars, you are remembered. You breathe softly, and the universe exhales through you. The night deepens, and we drift toward the gentle science waiting ahead. The night opens further around us, and the soft gravity of calm draws everything inward, everything except the slow widening of the universe itself. We drift together for a little longer, held in this gentle space between thought and quiet. Far above, beyond the familiar rivers of starlight, the cosmic web stretches into filaments hundreds of millions of light years long, a structure so vast that galaxies appear like dewdrops clinging to invisible threads of dark matter. It's okay to drift. These filaments are not solid things. They are patterns, subtle imbalances of gravity, and ancient motion that guide the scattering of galaxies across the great dark sea. In the early universe, matter gathered at these delicate edges the way dust gathers along soft wind lines. Over billions of years, those lines sharpened into strands, and the strands wove into something like a cosmic lace. You can rest now. Tonight, we drift outward along one of those filaments, not traveling, not rushing, just allowing the mind to follow the natural widening of the night. The Milky Way sits on a thread of this web, like a silent bead of light. If we were to zoom out by factors of thousands, then millions, then trillions, our galaxy would vanish into a faint spark, then into nothing at all. And yet the web would remain thin, ghost-like, almost imperceptible but real. You breathe softly, and the universe exhales through you. As we continue drifting outward in thought, our sense of direction dissolves. There is no up or down, no north, no south. Only the great tapestry of the universe, stretching in every direction with the same patient hush. You can rest now. Beyond these filaments lie immense voids, regions tens of millions of light years across, so empty that a single atom might drift for centuries without meeting another. It's okay to drift. These voids are not frightening spaces. They are the quiet rooms of the cosmos, places where the universe keeps its stillness. Light passes through them with no interruption, no scattering, no sound, a quiet journey across the deepest dark. Somewhere, light continues to travel. We let our awareness settle into one of these voids, now floating above its emptiness like a small, warm ember. Your body softens as if the void were gently absorbing the weight of thought. The silence there is not absence, but presence, a calm so wide that even imagination grows slow and low. You can rest now. The temperature inside these vast chambers of nothing sits only slightly above absolute zero, a coldness so gentle you could call it a whisper. 2.7 Kelvin. The quiet relic of the universe's own beginning, still humming faintly after 13.8 billion years. It's okay to drift. Distances here lose meaning. 1,000,000 light years feels like a single step. 100 million feels like a drifting breath. In this deep stillness, the mind no longer compares or counts. It simply observes, softly, openly, slowly. You breathe softly, and the universe exhales through you. As we float through this cosmic quiet, the structure of the universe begins to fade, not suddenly, not sharply, but with the same gradual grace that twilight dissolves into night. Matter grows thinner, gravity grows weaker. The web's delicate threads stretch until they feel more imagined than real. You can rest now. Astronomers sometimes describe the universe as flat, meaning that on the grandest scales, space does not curve inward or outward in any dramatic way. It spreads evenly, calmly, without hurry. It expands in all directions like an endless breath that never strains. This flatness is part of the quiet we drift through now. Beyond the regions shaped by galaxies and clusters, the expansion becomes smoother. There are no crowded star cities, no spinning arms, no collision of galaxies dancing across billions of years. There is only the quiet pull of dark energy nudging everything outward by tiny fractions, every blink, every heartbeat, every breath. You breathe softly, and the universe exhales through you. This outward drift is not a force you could feel even across lifetimes. It is so gentle that only the scale of billions of light years reveals its presence. Yet it shapes everything from the movement of clusters to the ultimate fate of the cosmos. You can rest now. Imagine two distant galaxies, each 100 million light years apart. In a single second, the expansion pulls them away from each other by a few centimeters. Space stretches as softly as silk being smoothed by an unseen hand. It's okay to drift. The night grows wider around you, and the universe becomes less a place and more a feeling, a warm, open hush pressed gently against your senses. Somewhere far behind the structures of galaxies and the colors of stars fade into dim sketches. Ahead lies the quiet beyond structure, a region where matter thins to nearly nothing. You breathe softly, and the universe exhales through you. The cosmic background, the faint afterglow of the Big Bang grows cooler here, its microwaves stretched by the ever-growing space they move through. 13 billion years ago, it glowed bright and warm. Now, it is a soft, low hum, permeating the entire cosmos with a temperature that barely rises above silence. You can rest now. Even darkness begins to feel different here. It is not the darkness of a room without light, but the darkness of infinite distance. A darkness made not from shadows, but from all the places where light has yet to arrive. It's okay to drift. As structures dissolve, the universe becomes subtly smoother. The density of matter averages out to something almost perfect, a uniformity that exists only because everything has drifted for billions and billions of years. This is the quiet the universe learned over unimaginable time. The quiet of expansion, the quiet of thinning matter, the quiet of distance, measured not in kilometers, but in the gentle glow of ancient radiation. You breathe softly, and the universe exhales through you. Our perspective shifts from the filaments and voids to something even wider. We begin to sense not the structures themselves, but the field in which everything unfolds. A space filled with possibility, with faint energy, with the soft tension that keeps the universe stretching ever outward. You can rest now. Dark energy fills this region like a silent pressure, pushing galaxies apart at a rate that grows slightly with every passing moment. The acceleration is gentle but relentless, a patient widening woven into the fabric of reality. It's okay to drift. In the far future, hundreds of billions of years from now, only the nearest galaxies will remain visible to each other. Everything else will have drifted beyond the cosmic horizon too far for light to ever bridge the expanding gap. This is not loneliness. It is simply the universe returning to its quiet self. You breathe softly, and the universe exhales through you. We drift toward that quiet now, not the future itself, but the feeling of it. The sense of everything loosening, everything widening, everything becoming gentle enough to forget the tension of form. You can rest now. The cosmic horizon stretches more than 46 billion light years away, a limit shaped not by walls, but by time. Light has not had enough years to reach us from beyond that border, and so the universe we see is only the part of the story that has been told to us by photons. Everything beyond remains unwritten in the language of our eyes. It's okay to drift. But even in that unseen region, expansion continues. Dark energy hums, and the vast calm persists in every direction. The universe does not demand to be known in its entirety. It simply exists, a spaciousness without conclusion, a breath without edge. You breathe softly, and the universe exhales through you. The structures of matter grow fainter still. Atoms become rarer, photons become cooler. Space becomes gentler than any sky we have ever imagined. You can rest now. Here, in this soft region, beyond the last strong pull of gravity, the universe almost forgets that it was once hot and bright. It settles into its long, slow unfolding, its quiet blooming into something wider than imagination can follow. It's okay to drift, and as we hover in this spacious calm, you may feel your own awareness widening in the same gentle way, looser, quieter, easier. You breathe softly, and the universe exhales through you. The night grows steady, unhurried, as if every moment were being stretched by the same expansion that guides distant galaxies. You can rest now, somewhere beyond form, beyond structure, beyond the last clear pattern of matter. The universe softens into pure presence, a field of quiet where expansion continues without resistance. It's okay to drift. In the quiet between stars, you are remembered. The night deepens, and the path opens gently onward. Out here, in the widening dark that follows us, the universe drifts into a softness that almost feels like memory. Not a memory of things that happened, but a memory of the way silence holds everything before anything begins. You can rest now. The patterns we knew, the spirals of galaxies, the luminous arches of clusters, the delicate filaments stretching like veins in the night, all begin to fade into a calmer tone. It's okay to drift. Space grows smoother as distances increase. No walls, no edges, no sudden changes. Only a gradual thinning the way morning fog dissolves into the warm breath of day. The matter that once shaped the universe becomes sparse here. On average, only one hydrogen atom occupies every cubic meter, floating quietly in a sea of expanding emptiness. You breathe softly, and the universe exhales through you. The atoms that remain move with a slow, quiet motion, following the gentle stretching of space, as if they had never known anything else. You can rest now. Far beyond the luminous threads of the cosmic web, beyond clusters bound by ancient gravity, the universe begins to forget the shapes it once held. It is subtle, not a breaking, not a collapse, just a soft unmaking of familiar forms. Expansion widens the distances between islands of light with such patience that entire civilizations could rise and fall without feeling even the faintest tug. It's okay to drift. The night out here has a different quality. It does not echo. It does not hold shadows. It simply rests, a quiet too large to compare with anything on Earth. The cosmic background hum, the last whisper of the Big Bang, fades ever so slightly as space stretches it thinner. From its warm beginning at thousands of degrees, it has cooled to just 2.7 Kelvin, a soft murmur older than galaxies. You breathe softly, and the universe exhales through you. Somewhere deep within that hum is the memory of everything. The first atoms, the first light, the first expansion that carried matter outward like pollen on a gentle wind. You can rest now. Stars themselves become sparse as we drift outward in thought. Their light grows cooler, their glow more distant, until even the brightest become faint, silver strokes drawn across infinite black. When astronomers speak of distances reaching hundreds of millions of light years, they describe them as though they were fields of time. For light is nothing but time made visible, a journey measured not just in space, but in the patience of moving steadily forward for billions of years. It's okay to drift. In this region, beyond structure, light from some galaxies will never reach us, not because they are faint, but because expansion pulls them away faster than photons can travel. Their images stretch, fade, and slip gently out of view, not lost, but carried beyond the horizon of what the universe allows us to see. You breathe softly, and the universe exhales through you. Even the idea of direction grows thin here. The universe no longer feels arranged around filaments or clusters. It becomes a gentle wash of distant points, equidistant like stars reflected on a still lake. You can rest now. Dark energy, the soft pressure that fills all of space, continues its tireless, delicate work. It accelerates the expansion by fractions invisible to sense yet powerful across hundreds of millions of light years. At 73 kilometers per second per megaparsec, the universe widens with every breath of time, like a slow tide that never recedes. It's okay to drift. This widening does not tear the universe apart. It relaxes it. It smooths it. It lets distance become a kind of universal breath. The galaxies that remain visible float in a gentle ballet, their orbits and rotations unaffected by the distant pull of expansion's soft flow. You breathe softly, and the universe exhales through you. And yet, somewhere beyond the reach of their gravity, the universe becomes something quieter, still, a canvas without pattern, a field without weight. The atoms that drift here can spend centuries without touching anything. Their paths are wide. Their motion is unhurried. Their existence is delicate as dust floating in morning light. You can rest now. A photon traveling through this region might wander for 1 billion years without meeting a single particle. It moves forward, not by choice, but by the nature of all light, to continue steady and straight across whatever lies ahead. It's okay to drift. Somewhere light continues to travel. The science of this quiet becomes part of the stillness itself. No formulas, no numbers press sharply into mind. Only the gentle understanding that the universe stretches, because stretching is what space was born to do. You breathe softly, and the universe exhales through you. The shapes of galaxies grow fainter until they resemble soft grains of light floating in immense calm. Time behaves differently here too. Without matter to curve space, seconds unfold smoothly, one into another, like a calm river flowing without disturbance. You can rest now. Entropy, the slow drift toward deeper stillness, guides everything forward. Stars burn down. Galaxies spread out. Light stretches into longer, quieter wavelengths. Nothing here resists this path. Nothing strains or struggles. It is the universe's way of continuing gently into whatever comes next. It's okay to drift. End quote. For Megan, the night grows deeper as structures dissolve further. The lines we followed through cosmic time fade into a soft, velvety black. It is in this region that the universe becomes almost perfectly uniform. No clusters, no filaments, no swirling arms. Only a quiet so complete it feels almost like listening to the breath of creation itself. You breathe softly, and the universe exhales through you. This is the transition zone, the place where the universe lets go of the patterns built over billions of years. Matter grows rare. Light grows ancient. Space becomes wide and quiet and patient. You can rest now. Matter grows. You can rest now. As we drift through this vast calm, the cosmic microwave background thins to long, soft wavelengths. It becomes a kind of low, universal sigh, the afterglow of beginnings, slowed by time into a whisper. Light from the first moment still drifts through us, carrying the memory of when the universe was young. It's okay to drift. Even the idea of where becomes gentle here. Space does not offer a destination. It offers openness, a path without pressure, a horizon without edges. You breathe softly, and the universe exhales through you. Gradually, expansion becomes the only shape left. Not a force, not a wave, but a steady letting go of closeness. Distances grow, time deepens, silence settles. You can rest now. Far ahead, if ahead can even be named, lies the realm where galaxies lose sight of one another, where the night expands faster than visibility can keep pace, where the universe, still young compared to its future, begins its long drift toward solitude. It's okay to drift. Yet that solitude is not a cold emptiness. It is a soft breath, a cosmic exhale that has lasted billions of years and will last trillions more. You breathe softly, and the universe exhales through you. Matter becomes thin enough that the future of the universe rests entirely in its expansion, a slow unwinding placed beyond the reach of gravity's earlier embrace. You can rest now. Time itself grows quiet in regions like these. Seconds stretch. Distances widen. Light becomes soft and low as its waves lengthen. Even motion feels slower because space itself is opening. It's okay to drift. The universe continues its gentle unfolding, carrying everything with it: stars, dust, thought, and silence. Nothing needs to be held. Nothing needs to stay. You breathe softly, and the universe exhales through you. And in this widening dark, the quiet gathers like a soft, endless tide, drawing us toward whatever waits beyond the structures we once knew. You can rest now. In the quiet between stars, you are remembered. The night opens wider still, and ahead lies the threshold where expansion becomes serenity. They move farther away now, the galaxies, the clusters, the long filaments of light woven through the early universe, not out of haste, but from the patient widening of space that carries everything toward a deeper calm. You can rest now. They become softer shapes, their edges blurred by distance, their colors cooled by time. Some are already stretched into gentle red, glows their wavelengths lengthened by billions of years of expansion. It's okay to drift. As they fade into the quiet dark, their voices dim too. Not that stars ever spoke in sound, but their light had a presence, a steady whisper that has guided the universe since the first dawn after the Big Bang. You breathe softly, and the universe exhales through you. This is the region where even starlight begins to feel the weight of time, where photons traveling at 300,000 kilometers per second still cannot undo the stretching of space beneath them. The cosmic redshift becomes a gentle slowing of light's story, a reminder that even the swiftest travelers in the universe can grow tired across billions of light years. You can rest now. Here the universe takes on the quiet tone of an old memory, not fading away, but settling into something softer than it once was. The brilliant blues of young stars shift toward gold, then red, then infrared, and eventually into wavelengths longer than sight, longer than anyone could notice, without instruments designed to listen to the universe's oldest murmurs. It's okay to drift. We drift with them, with those quiet travelers of light still crossing the universe long after the stars that released them have gone cold. A photon born in a galaxy 10 billion years ago might still be traveling tonight, still moving outward through thinning space, still carrying its faint memory of a time when the universe was younger than a child's first breath. You breathe softly, and the universe exhales through you. Their journey becomes a slow-motion echo in this widening calm. Matter grows sparse, radiation cools, gravity weakens, and the universe settles into a hush that feels almost like a lullaby formed from the absence of everything once bright. You can rest now. This quiet is not empty. It is full of the gentle residue of creation. Thin seas of neutrinos, left from the first second after the Big Bang, passing silently through every speck of matter at nearly the speed of light. Trillions of neutrinos move through the space occupied by your body every single second. Yet you feel none of them. Their quiet is perfect. Their presence is everywhere. It's okay to drift. They slip across galaxies as though nothing stands in their way. They drift through stars, through planets, through gas clouds stretching hundreds of light years wide. They carry the oldest information any particle has ever held, a record of the universe's first breath, written in motion that has never changed. You breathe softly, and the universe exhales through you. Through these regions, the cosmic microwave background grows thinner still. Its temperature cools beyond the 2.7 Kelvin we measure from Earth, stretched into longer wavelengths by the simple patient fact that space keeps widening every second. You can rest now. Imagine the universe as a great slow tide spreading outward at a pace too gentle to feel, yet powerful enough to reshape the fate of everything it touches. Every billion years, distances double. Every billion years, light grows a little more tired. Every billion years, silence becomes a little more complete. It's okay to drift. And in this region, just beyond the familiar edges of cosmic structure, the silence deepens into something almost musical. Not sound, but the absence of sound carried across hundreds of millions of light years. You breathe softly, and the universe exhales through you. If you could listen to the universe here, you would hear only the hum of radiation older than stars and the faint, quick murmur of virtual particles appearing and vanishing in the vacuum of space. On average, tiny fluctuations of quantum energy spark into existence for less than a trillionth of a second before fading again into stillness. You can rest now. These fluctuations are not noise. They are the universe breathing at its smallest scale, a reminder that even in emptiness, there is gentle activity, soft and subtle, as dust drifting through a beam of dawn light. It's okay to drift. The photons moving through this region are stretched by expansion until many slip into radio wavelengths, still traveling, still carrying their message, but too spread out to warm even the coldest dust. This is cosmic tiredness without sadness, a natural slowing written into the mathematics of a universe older than memory. You breathe softly, and the universe exhales through you. Galaxies far behind us continue to fade their shapes, dissolving into faint red smudges until even those are carried beyond the cosmic horizon, too distant for light to ever outrun the widening of space. You can rest now. The horizon is not a wall. It is simply the limit of what light has had time to reach. Space grows faster than photons can cross it, a fact as gentle as it is immense. It's okay to drift. Here, the night stretches beyond comprehension into distances measured not in light years but in calm. Each meter of space contains about 30 million photons of background radiation, a faint glow that softens the emptiness with relic warmth. And yet, that warmth continues to cool with every passing moment, drawn thinner by the slow, relentless relaxation of expansion. You breathe softly, and the universe exhales through you. The silence deepens. We drift farther into the quiet beyond structure, into a region where matter no longer shapes space and light no longer marks paths. Here, the universe is almost perfectly smooth, its density balanced, its texture, even its motion gentle. You can rest now. And it is here that the universe begins to unfurl, the soft horizon, the region where expansion is not shaped by anything, not guided by gravity, not pulled by clusters or filaments or voids. It simply continues because continuing is what it has always done. It's okay to drift. The soft horizon is where the universe lets go of every pattern that once defined it, where matter is too thin to gather, where gravity is too faint to bind, where light is too tired to brighten. You breathe softly, and the universe exhales through you. Time stretches here. Seconds slip calmly into one another. Even the past feels smoother, less sharp, as though memory itself has succumbed to expansion. You can rest now. Far, far beyond this region, beyond the last trace of ordinary matter, lies the unknown fabric of the universe's future. A place where starlight will one day end, where galaxies will drift apart into isolation over trillions of years. It is in the slowest regions of time that the universe remembers itself. It's okay to drift. And though this future is unimaginably distant, the calm of it touches the present with a soft hand, a faint preview of the quiet ahead. You breathe softly, and the universe exhales through you. The night grows cooler, the dark deepening into a gentle ocean without direction. You can rest now. Light becomes rare here. Matter becomes rare. Even the faint hum of the cosmic background softens into silence. Yet the universe continues its patient unfolding, one breath of expansion after another, carrying everything toward the calm on the far side of time. It's okay to drift. And as we float in this widening quiet, you may sense your own thoughts growing lighter too, less urgent, less sharp, less needful of shape. You breathe softly, and the universe exhales through you. In the quiet between stars, you are remembered. The night widens again, and ahead lies the place where matter surrenders to distance, and light becomes a whisper, fading into calm. The night deepens into a softness so wide that even expansion seems to float. Here, the universe settles into a near-perfect quiet, not from emptiness, but from long, patient distance. You can rest now. Matter grows rare, yet the calm grows stronger. A quiet shaped not by what exists, but by what has slipped beyond reach. It's okay to drift, end quote. The space around us feels smooth and unbroken, filled with only the softest residues of the early cosmos. The last traces of starlight pass like slow-moving ghosts, their wavelengths stretched into low murmurs that drift freely across billions of years. You breathe softly, and the universe exhales through you. This is the region where light becomes so old, so tired, so spread across the widening fabric of space that it barely glows at all. The photons here carry memories 12 or 13 billion years old. Some launched before Earth existed, before the sun existed, before the Milky Way's spiral arms found their shape. You can rest now. A single photon might have traveled hundreds of trillions of kilometers, crossing voids that swallow entire galaxies in their silence. Yet it keeps going, moving at its constant, unwavering speed through a universe that no longer pushes back. It's okay to drift. The darkness here has a softness to it, the way velvet feels when brushed by a slow hand. It is not the absence of light, but the presence of distance. Light grows gentle because space has grown vast. Waves stretch frequencies. Fall colors cool into long, deep tones. You breathe softly, and the universe exhales through you. If you could hear the cosmic microwave background here, if ears could stretch into radio wavelengths, you would notice a faint murmur, a whisper at 2.7 Kelvin, and falling, a sound without sound that has traveled since the universe was less than 1 second old. You can rest now. Even gravity seems quieter here. The pull between particles falls away as distances widen. Atoms drift apart so slowly the motion becomes indistinguishable from stillness. In 1 cubic meter of space, there may be only one wandering hydrogen atom. The simplest element, a single proton and electron holding hands across the emptiness. It's okay to drift. That lonely atom carries its own small glow. Every so often, it flips its electron spin and releases a tiny radio photon, a 21 centimeter whisper that hums through the universe without ever fading. This quiet emission allows astronomers to map the cosmic web stretching across billions of years. A single photon released from a single hydrogen atom reveals the universe's shape to anyone patient enough to listen. You breathe softly, and the universe exhales through you. The night grows cooler still, not cold in a harsh way, but cooled by time, by the soft, unhurried unfolding of everything that once burned. You can rest now. The last warm stars survive only in the distance. Red dwarfs, small, quiet suns, with lives that stretch for trillions of years, continue flickering like slow embers in the dark. They do not roar with the heat of giant stars. They do not explode in brilliant death. They simply glow with patient, calm living almost forever in a universe that values slowness. It's okay to drift. Around them, planets may circle in the dark, moving through orbits so wide they resemble long, deep breaths. If any of those distant worlds harbor light or warmth, it is faint and steady and old. You breathe softly, and the universe exhales through you. Farther still, beyond even the longest-lived stars, lie the quiet remnants of earlier cosmic ages. White dwarfs cooling into black dwarfs over quadrillions of years. Neutron stars drifting silently through expanding space, and black holes resting like dark seeds in the cosmic soil. You can rest now. The universe changes shape here. Not quickly, not loudly, but with a slowness too vast to measure. Distances stretch. Light cools. Matter thins until only dark energy remains as the dominant presence. It is in the farthest quiet that the universe learns to glow from within. It's okay to drift. You breathe softly, and the universe exhales through you. The calm becomes so deep that even thought begins to stretch into slower rhythms, carried by the same expansion guiding the cosmos. You can rest now. The night opens further ahead, and the next region beckons with the gentleness of a fading horizon. The darkness around us settles into a deeper, quieter form. A kind of cosmic dusk spread across distances so vast they no longer feel like distances at all. Space has widened enough that the old structures of the universe feel like memories from another age. Galaxies that once filled the sky grow faint as expansion carries them outward with unhurried grace. It's okay to drift. The universe here seems almost weightless. Not because it lacks matter, but because matter has learned to move slowly, loosely, softly. Hydrogen atoms drift through regions millions of light years wide without ever touching anything. You breathe softly, and the universe exhales through you. The light that remains is stretched into wavelengths longer than sight. Infrared, then microwave, then radio, then waves so long they take minutes just to rise and fall. Even light breathes slowly here. You can rest now. Astronomers call this stage the era of darkening. Though there is no sadness in it, it is simply the universe slipping into a quieter rhythm, the natural next chapter of expansion's long lullaby. Stars continue to fade one by one. Red dwarfs keep their warm glow for trillions of years, but even their steady embers eventually cool. It's okay to drift, but the night does not end. It transforms. As starlight dwindles, a softer luminosity emerges, not from burning, but from motion itself. Particles collide gently in the quiet dark, releasing faint photons that drift outward like tiny echoes. On timescales of tens of trillions of years, even the coldest objects release occasional sparks of light as they settle toward equilibrium. You breathe softly, and the universe exhales through you. Black holes remain as the last great anchors in this thinning cosmos. They do not shine, yet they influence the slow drift of matter in the far future. Over unimaginably long spans, 10, 67 years, and beyond, they begin to evaporate through Hawking radiation, releasing a faint, steady glow as particle pairs form near their event horizons. You can rest now. This evaporation is the universe's final warmth, the ultimate exhale of trapped energy slowly returning to the wider cosmos. Hawking radiation is gentle and incredibly slow. A black hole the mass of the sun would take 1067 years to fully dissolve, a number so large it stretches beyond metaphor. It's okay to drift. Eventually, only the smallest black holes remain, evaporating in brief, quiet flashes. After that, the universe slips into an age without stars, without galaxies, without the bright shapes that once filled cosmic history. Yet, the story does not end. It only becomes softer. You breathe softly, and the universe exhales through you. The remaining particles, electrons, neutrinos, and a scattering of photons float through space too wide to measure, too open to name. Even proton decay, a hypothetical process predicted by some grand unified theories, may slowly dissolve the last stable forms of matter over 34 years or more. You can rest now. Should this decay occur, the universe would drift into a state of pure energy and motion, with particles sliding into even simpler forms. The cosmos becomes a vast, gentle sea of low-energy radiation, spreading farther and thinner. With each breath of time, it's okay to drift. Some physicists call this the dark era, but in truth, it is not darkness. It is openness. It is quiet. It is spaciousness reaching toward its fullest expression. You breathe softly, and the universe exhales through you. Distances grow into extraordinary scales. A single photon may travel for quadrillions of years without meeting anything to scatter or absorb it. Time loses its rhythm. Seconds stretch into long, barely perceptible flows. You can rest now. And yet, even in this near emptiness, quantum fluctuations continue quietly. Particles appear and vanish in less than an instant, like the smallest ripples on a still pond. This is the universe breathing in its lightest, slowest form. It's okay to drift. From this perspective, space becomes more of a feeling than a location, a soft presence without direction, without urgency, without boundaries. You breathe softly, and the universe exhales through you. In such distances, light no longer marks paths. Gravity no longer forms shapes. Matter no longer defines time. The universe becomes a wide, gentle hush, a still sea where every wave has flattened into calm. You can rest now. And even here in this deep future, where starlight has ended, the echo of everything that once existed still drifts softly through the dark. In the quiet between stars, you are remembered. The night opens toward the next region, where the universe begins to let go, not only of matter, but of structure itself. It widens now, the universe, the silence, the long breath of everything moving outward without force. The night feels softer here, as if even distance has begun to loosen its meaning. You can rest now. The great structures that once shaped the cosmos, filaments, clusters, spirals, webs, have all receded into a faint memory carried by the last distant photons still wandering the dark. It's okay to drift. Space here is not quite empty, though it may seem so at first breath. It holds a softness woven from the faintest threads of radiation and motion, a tapestry so delicate that even a single particle becomes a story. You breathe softly, and the universe exhales through you. Expansion has stretched the glow of the early cosmos into wavelengths longer than entire planets. Radiation that once blazed with temperatures of thousands of degrees now cools to nearly absolute stillness, a slow, cold whisper around 2.7 Kelvin and falling. You can rest now. This region of the universe is shaped by subtlety, by low-energy photons drifting through vast spaces without interruption, by neutrinos trillions passing through every meter, every second, whispering ancient stories from the first moments of creation. It's okay to drift. Gravity's influence grows more fragile here. Distances stretch beyond the reach of what once bound stars together. Galaxies slip over the cosmic horizon, their light no longer able to outrun the widening of space. The horizon is not a wall. It is simply the limit of light's long patience. You breathe softly, and the universe exhales through you. Matter slows, not in speed, but in significance. It becomes too sparse to shape the geometry of space in any meaningful way. One particle may drift alone for millions of light years before passing near another, and even then, their meeting is little more than a shared moment in an ocean of quiet. You can rest now. The universe enters its long, soft era, a time when energy fades into deeper calm and structure gives way to gentle uniformity. If the early universe was a bright ringing bell, this is the echo that drifts outward long after the sound has faded. It's okay to drift. Imagine space as an endless sea whose waves have slowed across trillions of years. The ripples smooth, the currents quiet. The surface becomes a wide, glassy calm. This is the stage the universe now slips into, a cosmic still water, so open that even time seems to breathe differently. You breathe softly, and the universe exhales through you. Black holes remain silent and heavy, resting like dark stones on the ocean floor. But even they are not eternal. Through Hawking radiation, they shed their mass atom by atom, whisper by whisper, until after 67 years or more, they dissolve into faint light. You can rest now. When a black hole dies, it releases a small flare of last light, not violent, not bright, but calm and brief, as if returning its energy to the quiet from which it came. It's okay to drift. After this long future, what remains is subtle, a mist of particles, a spread of last photons, and the ghost-like presence of neutrinos that have traveled since the beginning of time. Their journey has never paused. Their motion has never broken. They are the constant pilgrims of creation. You breathe softly, and the universe exhales through you. With structure gone, the universe becomes a wide, uniform hush. No filaments to map, no clusters to count, no galaxies to spin in slow, luminous spirals. Only an ocean of low-energy light drifting freely through expanding space. You can rest now. Time stretches the way light does. The seconds you know become long. Moments become soft, slow tides. Eons flow like gentle rivers across unimaginable distances. Some physicists call this the deep time evening, the era when the universe begins to settle into its final calm, a piece carved from the long passage of expansion. It's okay to drift. Nothing ends quickly here. Nothing changes abruptly. The universe lets go of itself in small, soft gestures, each one spread across trillions of years. You breathe softly, and the universe exhales through you. At some distant moment in the far future, if proton decay is real, the atoms that remain will slowly slip apart, not in violence, but in a gentle transformation, guided by the mathematics written into their foundations. 10, 34 years. 10, 36. 10, 40. Numbers stretch like horizons, wide and open beneath a dark, expanding sky. You can rest now. When that decay comes, if it does, the universe becomes a field of drifting particles, their energy spread thin and even. Somewhere, light continues to travel. It moves, without hurry, without destination, across a landscape so smooth that nothing bends its path. It's okay to drift. This is the quiet beyond quiet, the softness beyond stillness, the future beyond form. The universe enters its long twilight, not dark, but dim, in a way that even dimness feels like memory. You breathe softly, and the universe exhales through you. The cosmic microwave background dims further, its wavelength spreading into radio waves, then waves the size of mountains, then waves the size of worlds. Its temperature falls below 1 Kelvin, then below a tenth, then towards 0, without ever reaching it. You can rest now. Even space itself begins to feel thinner, as if the fabric has stretched so far that it resembles a whisper. Quantum fluctuations still appear and vanish in the silent, dark, tiny blinks in a field of calm. These fluctuations are the universe's heartbeat at its smallest scale, a delicate rhythm that outlives galaxies, stars, and matter. It's okay to drift. And in this expanding hush, time grows so long that even the idea of beginning and ending feels like a story told in a much smaller age. You breathe softly, and the universe exhales through you. The cosmos continues steadily, slowly, gently, a vast sea widening on all sides, carrying its last particles like tiny lanterns into the deep future. You can rest now. Entropy guides everything toward smoother states, toward moments where energy lies evenly across the great dark, like a blanket pulled over the entire universe. Some call this the heat-death horizon, not a death, but a calm so complete that nothing more can be rearranged. It's okay to drift. In this wide, quiet field, particles may drift for 10, 100 years without meeting another. Light may cross trillions of light years without touching anything that remembers brightness. And yet, the universe remains a spacious, unhurried breath held for eternity. You breathe softly, and the universe exhales through you. Here, the boundaries of time begin to fade. What was once now becomes a soft line in a tapestry woven from silence. You can rest now. The universe you knew, bright, structured, alive with stars, has relaxed into its final shape. An open, gentle calm spread across an ever-widening horizon. It's okay to drift. And in this calm, you may sense the quiet truth the universe has learned over all its ages. Nothing needs to hold on forever. Everything can let go and still be whole. You breathe softly, and the universe exhales through you. In the quiet beyond galaxies, you are remembered. The night opens further, toward the threshold where even time begins to loosen its ancient hold. The universe opens into a deeper quiet, now a region where even time seems to pause between its own footsteps. What was once a flowing river has become a slow, widening lake, a stillness stretched across trillions upon trillions of years. You can rest now. Here, the rhythm of existence shifts into something gentler, something that no longer resembles the clocks and pulses of earlier ages. It's okay to drift. The early universe beat quickly, seconds forming, in waves, atoms dancing in heat, stars breaking open into light and matter. But those rhythms have smoothed across time, softened by distance, dissolved by the long arc of expansion. You breathe softly, and the universe exhales through you. Time itself becomes broad, not ticking forward, but drifting outward, a presence rather than a direction. Moments here are not measured. They are felt like the warmth of a distant ember or the slow settling of dust in an afternoon beam of light. You can rest now. If the early universe was a young, bright melody, this era is a single, low tone held for eons. A note so soft, only the quietest mind could hear it. It's okay to drift. The particles drifting through this region no longer define time the way they once did. Electrons, photons, neutrinos, they continue their long journeys, but their interactions are rare. Now, isolated occurrences spread over light years of calm. When a lone collision does occur, it is like a tiny spark in infinite night, a brief exchange of energy that disappears again into smooth quiet. You breathe softly, and and the universe exhales through you. Imagine a second that lasts 1,000 years. Imagine 1,000 years contained in a single breath. This is the nature of time here. Elastic, gentle unfolding, like a long exhale from the lungs of the cosmos. You can rest now. Space has stretched beyond familiarity, and with it, the tempo of events has slowed to a near stillness. Even quantum fluctuations appearing and vanishing in trillionths of a second feel like soft taps echoing through an endless corridor. It's okay to drift. Galaxies, once blazing cities of stars, are no longer part of this chapter. Their glow has slipped beyond the cosmic horizon, pulled outward by expansion so patient it almost seems motionless. What remains is an even calm, a wide field where matter no longer clumps, where gravity no longer guides, where everything moves with the gentleness of drifting breath. You breathe softly, and the universe exhales through you. This is the era where time begins to loosen its long, ancient grip. Not through force, but through softness, through the gradual fading of everything that once defined before and after. You can rest now. Physicists describe time as a dimension shaped by matter, motion, and energy. As these scatter into thinner and thinner states, time becomes less anchored, less sculpted by events and interactions. Without change, time is free to broaden into a feeling instead of a measurement. It's okay to drift. Imagine drifting in a warm sea with no waves, no wind, no shore. Days do not pass, they dissolve. Moments do not begin. They simply unfold without boundary. You breathe softly, and the universe exhales through you. Even the faint background radiation, the last echo of the Big Bang, stretches towards silence. Its wavelength grows so long, it becomes almost impossible to detect slipping into a register that resembles thought more than sound. You can rest now. Over stretches of time so vast, they exceed numbers. The particles of the universe continue drifting, carried by expansion, into greater and greater calm. Distances grow beyond trillions of light years. Interactions become rare as falling stars in an empty sky. And with the loss of events comes the soft erosion of time's structure. It's okay to drift. There is a gentleness here, unlike anything in earlier cosmic ages. A kindness built from the spaciousness of infinite calm. You breathe softly, and the universe exhales through you. Some cosmologists call this the thin time era, a stage where events are so sparse that time flows with almost no ripples. A slow tide too broad to notice, too deep to disturb. You can rest now. The universe still expands, but its expansion feels more like settling, like a blanket unfolding in slow motion. Nothing rushes, nothing strains. Everything relaxes into its widest form. It's okay to drift, and in this long quiet, you may sense a softening in yourself too. A loosening of old tensions, a widening of your own breath into the gentle rhythm that guides the cosmos. You breathe softly, and the universe exhales through you. The night grows wider, lighter, slower, and ahead lies the threshold where time becomes less a river and more a resting place. Time stretches into something wider, now a quiet field rather than a line. Events no longer arrive in sequence. They appear like soft ripples in a vast still lake, each one fading before the next begins. You can rest now. The universe breathes in intervals so long that even the concept of before begins to lose weight. Moments become diffuse, flowing gently around each other like drifting layers of fog. It's okay to drift. Where once time was defined by the brilliance of stars, by the rotation of galaxies, by the unfolding of worlds, now it is shaped only by the slow drift of particles across distances that exceed imagination. You breathe softly, and the universe exhales through you. The last structures to hold their shape were the cooling remnants of white dwarfs, neutron stars, and lingering embers of long-extinguished suns. But even those have thinned into invisibility, dissolving into the expanding dark like faint sparks washed away by an endless tide. You can rest now. Here, in this softened cosmos, the speed of change is measured not in seconds, but in eras. Eras that make the age of the Milky Way feel like a brief moment of early light. It's okay to drift. Quantum fluctuations still bloom and vanish in trillionths of a second. Yet, even these tiny blinks feel gentler now, as if wrapped in the slow breath that guides everything forward. You breathe softly, and the universe exhales through you. Think of time like a candle that once burned bright flame, dancing wax, melting shadows shifting. Now the flame has softened to a warm ember glowing steadily in endless dark. No flicker, no rush, just presence. You can rest now. The cosmic background radiation that once filled the universe with a soft, static haze has stretched beyond detectable ranges. Its waves, now longer than entire planets, entire stars, slow tides moving through infinite space. It's okay to drift. Even neutrinos, the swiftest wanderers of the universe, feel the stretching of time. Their paths remain true, straight, steady, unbroken. Yet their presence grows thinner as space widens around them. You breathe softly, and the universe exhales through you. The scale of distance no longer resembles anything the early cosmos offered. Billions of light years have become mere stepping stones. Trillions become threads in a tapestry woven from silence. Quadrillions become a gentle haze folded into the quiet. You can rest now. Time stretched so far no longer feels solid. It becomes translucent, a soft veil draped over the long horizon of the universe. Events are rare now. Their rarity makes each one a quiet glow rather than a rush of change. It's okay to drift. What remains is motion without urgency, light without brightness, distance without direction. A cosmos that has learned to release every tension it ever held. You breathe softly, and the universe exhales through you. Some cosmologists imagine this era as a great twilight, not night, not day, but a slow, endless dimness where the universe rests between breaths. You can rest now. Time here is like the soft rising and falling of ocean, swells on a windless night. Each moment folds into the next without edges. It's okay to drift. And in this slow unfolding, something remarkable occurs. The present becomes everything, without change, without events, without the pull of motion. The universe settles into a single, wide moment, a presence that stretches across all of space and all of time. You breathe softly, and the universe exhales through you. The last remnants of matter, electrons, positrons, neutrinos, drift like faint dust motes in a vast cathedral of dark. Their paths curve gently, guided only by the soft contour of expanding space. You can rest now. Interactions grow so rare that a single photon might travel for 10, 100 years without touching anything. Its journey becomes a quiet line through the dim fabric of infinity. Yet even in that stillness, light remains loyal to the universe it travels through. It's okay to drift. The axis of time tilts away from urgency. Moments stretch, breaths deepen, everything relaxes into its most open state. You breathe softly, and the universe exhales through you. This is the era when the universe ceases to behave like a sequence and begins to resemble a single continuous presence, a long exhale spreading outward into infinite calm. You can rest now, and within this presence, you may feel a gentle loosening inside yourself, as if your own sense of time were beginning to match the quiet breath of the cosmos. In the quiet between stars, you are remembered. The night widens again toward a horizon where the universe learns to let go of even the last traces of sequence and form. The night grows spacious around us now, so open that even silence feels like it has more room to breathe. Distances no longer resemble anything the early universe ever held, and the calm that fills these regions seems older than time itself. You can rest now. The universe drifts into a softness so complete that matter becomes almost ceremonial, a rare presence, a gentle reminder of what once was. It's okay to drift. The last particles of matter, electrons, positrons, low-energy photons, float through expanding space like faint motes, suspended in a warm, endless twilight. You breathe softly, and the universe exhales through you. Gravity, once the great architect of galaxies and stars, has become a whisper. Its influence spread too thin to gather anything into orbits or shapes. The cosmos relaxes into a uniform hush, with no center, no clusters, no filaments, no distinction between near and far. You can rest now. This is the age when the universe begins to drift beyond form. Not by vanishing, but by softening, by releasing the strict contours that once gave shape to everything. It's okay to drift. Earlier eras were filled with structure. Stars glowed, galaxies collided, clusters formed great arcs across the cosmic web. But those were the bright chapters. Chapters written when matter was young and light was strong. Now the universe turns toward its quieter pages. You breathe softly, and the universe exhales through you. The particles that remain move with no urgency. Their motion follows the stretching of space, like leaves drifting outward on a still pond that grows wider every moment. Each particle is a solitary traveler in a universe so vast that interaction becomes a rare kind of miracle. You can rest now. The cosmic microwave background, the last whisper of the universe's beginning, continues to stretch. Its wavelength grows beyond radio, beyond low-frequency pulses, into waves so large they resemble the slow rising and falling of an unseen ocean. It's okay to drift. At fractions of a Kelvin above absolute zero, this ancient radiation carries the memory of creation in its faint, cooling glow. It drifts with us here, a soft reminder that everything began with brightness before drifting toward this long, gentle calm. You breathe softly, and the universe exhales through you. Even black holes, the last remnants of the universe's structure, have nearly finished their long, slow evaporation. The largest among them are dimming, shedding their mass particle by particle, light by light, with lifetimes stretching across 10, 60 to 10, 100 years. You can rest now. When they vanish, their final flickers add a few last photons to the cosmic sea. Not bursts of light, but soft, even tones like the final breath of a warm ember slipping into quiet. It's okay to drift. The universe becomes lighter in their absence, more open, more evenly spread. Its fabric smooths into a near-perfect stillness, undisturbed by gravitational anchors. You breathe softly, and the universe exhales through you. Proton decay, if it is real, continues its patient work. Atoms drift apart, transforming over roughly 1034 to 1040 years. The universe glows faintly as these rare decays release the smallest pulses of energy, tiny warm signatures in the expanding cold. You can rest now, and as matter thins, the universe becomes lighter still, a place less defined by form and substance, and more defined by openness. It's okay to drift. Photons, the last true messengers, continue crossing unimaginable distances. Some have been traveling since the earliest stars, others since the final moments of black hole evaporation. Their journeys are slow poems of light, moving through a cosmos that no longer pushes back. You breathe softly, and the universe exhales through you. Space grows smoother, more uniform, until even the idea of direction begins to fade. North and south become indistinguishable. Near and far become the same soft hum. Past and present fold into one another like overlapping waves. You can rest now. Time itself loses its sharpness. Moments stretch into long fluid sensations, not measured, not counted, but felt softly as currents of a single, endless ocean. It's okay to drift. In this era, the universe resembles a long-held breath, warm, slow, spacious, full of quiet motion that asks for nothing but rest. You breathe softly, and the universe exhales through you. Even fluctuation takes on a new meaning. Where quantum ripples once crackled across every corner of reality, now they emerge with slow, periodic softness. Tiny pulses in a fabric stretched thin by eternity. You can rest now. The night continues widening, and what waits ahead is the realm where the universe begins to release even the last traces of matter and memory, slipping gently toward pure, open presence. The universe stretches into a calm so deep it feels almost weightless, a softness woven from trillions of years of slow expansion. You can rest now. Matter, once the sculptor of galaxies and stars, has grown so thin that its presence feels more symbolic than structural. It's okay to drift. The particles that remain move with long, slow arcs, not pushed, not pulled, simply carried by the widening fabric of space. Their motion resembles drifting grains of illuminated dust in a vast hall with no walls. You breathe softly, and the universe exhales through you. The rare interactions that still occur between particles spread across distances that dwarf imagination. A single collision may be separated from the next by a span longer than the lifetime of galaxies. Yet these faint encounters still ripple through space-time with quiet significance, each one a subtle note in the long, dim symphony of the universe's old age. You can rest now. Light continues its slow journey. Photons stretch into longer tones, gentler hues, frequencies spreading into waves the size of worlds and then beyond. It's okay to drift. These waves move through open space like low, soothing vibrations, carrying the cooled memory of everything that has ever been. You breathe softly, and the universe exhales through you. Black holes, the final strongholds of gravity, have nearly finished their long dissolving. Their last breaths of Hawking radiation add a final shimmer to the cosmic ocean. For an instant tiny on the scale of cosmic time, their evaporating glow lights the dark with a faint whisper of energy. Then even that flicker fades into the long quiet. You can rest now. With each black hole's passing, the universe grows a little smoother, a little softer, a little less anchored to the shapes that once defined it. It's okay to drift. Entropy, the gentle guide of cosmic unfolding, leads everything toward evenness. Temperature equalizes, energy spreads thin, and the cosmos enters a state of profound balance. You breathe softly, and the universe exhales through you. This balance is not cold in a frightening sense. It is warmth diffused, spread across an ocean so vast that heat itself becomes a memory, a distant echo of earlier fire. You can rest now. The last particles, those that have not yet decayed, hover in a state of slow drift. Some theories predict that protons will eventually dissolve into lighter particles over 34 to 40 years. If this decay happens, matter will transform into the gentlest possible form. Radiation spreads so thin, it becomes indistinguishable from the expanding dark. It's okay to drift. If protons do not decay, the universe will still approach a similar calm, with matter frozen in near-perfect stillness, unable to gather, unable to warm, unable to change. Either way, the cosmos becomes a field of subtle fading motion. You breathe softly, and the universe exhales through you. Quantum fluctuations continue their small, endless dance, short-lived pulses of presence appearing and vanishing in the vacuum. They are the universe's last heartbeat, gentle and unbroken. You can rest now. No galaxies remain. No stars. No clusters. Nothing shines in the sense that early ages understood. Instead, the universe glows in a more delicate way, a diffuse shimmer woven from low-energy light stretching across eternity. It's okay to drift. In this deep future, time becomes a vast open field. Moments loosen their boundaries. A second can feel like a century. A century can dissolve into the softness of a single breath. You breathe softly, and the universe exhales through you. Distance grows beyond any analogy, not kilometers, not light years, but calm itself measured in widening layers. You can rest now. Matter fades into its faintest version, light stretches into its quietest tone, and space spreads into its widest breath. This is the era where the universe moves gently toward pure presence. It's okay to drift, and in this presence, there is no urgency, no before, no after, only a slow unfolding that feels closer to stillness than to motion. You breathe softly, and the universe exhales through you. In the quiet between stars, you are remembered. The night widens once more, and ahead lies the threshold where the universe begins to reveal its final, most delicate horizon. The universe stretches into a quiet, so complete it feels less like emptiness and more like a slow exhale held across eternity. You can rest now. Beyond the last traces of matter, beyond the final sparks of radiation, space expands into something almost transparent, a fabric stretched so thin that even the idea of space begins to dissolve. It's okay to drift. Here, the cosmos resembles a soft, weightless field, not defined by objects or boundaries or light. It behaves like the echo of a once bright story, now retold in the gentlest whisper. You breathe softly, and the universe exhales through you. The few particles that remain float like faint memories adrift in a widening sea. Their energy is minimal, their interactions rare, their journeys unhurried across expanses that exceed any former scale. You can rest now. Time slows to a broad, even drift. Events become so rare that entire eras pass without change. Moments expand into soft plateaus, layered gently across the unending dark. It's okay to drift. In this region, distance behaves differently. It loses its shape. It becomes a kind of feeling, a widening rather than a separation. Trillions of light years become indistinguishable from quadrillions, their difference swallowed by the soft spread of expansion. You breathe softly, and the universe exhales through you. The cosmic microwave background, already stretched into silence, continues to thin. Its temperature falls below 10, to the power of -3 Kelvin, then 10 to the power of -4, then lower, still approaching a quiet that resembles the pause between one breath and the next. You can rest now. These wavelengths grow so long that they pass like slow tides through cosmic space, rising and falling, with lengths measured in entire galaxies. If galaxies still existed to measure by, it's okay to drift. Quantum fluctuations remain the only form of steady activity. Tiny pulses appearing from nothing, vanishing back into nothing, like the faintest ripples on a midnight lake. They are the final signature of physics as we once understood it. Short sparks in an infinite calm. You breathe softly, and the universe exhales through you. As expansion continues, the energy of these fluctuations spreads thinner. Their peaks dim, their lifetimes shorten, not quieting entirely, but blending into the even hum of a universe, releasing its last tension. You can rest now. Some cosmological models describe this stage as the beginning of asymptotic silence, a condition where the density of information drops so low that space-time cannot form. New structures cannot echo change, cannot hold history. It's okay to drift. Space becomes nearly flat. Time becomes nearly still. The gentle fabric of the universe relaxes into its widest form, no longer shaped by mass or energy, only by the soft persistence of expansion itself. You breathe softly, and the universe exhales through you. Motion still exists, but it feels more like drifting than traveling. Every direction has the same tone. Every horizon, the same faint openness. There is no near, no far, only a quiet, even field. You can rest now. Light in this era is barely distinguishable from shadow. Its wavelengths can span entire solar systems or more. If solar systems still lived in this patient dark, it's okay to drift. Radiation becomes a slow, low resonance, moving through space-time the way a soft hum moves through air. Not bright enough to see, not warm enough to feel, but present a subtle memory woven through eternity. You breathe softly, and the universe exhales through you. As matter continues to fade, the distinction between energy and emptiness grows delicate. Particles blur into the fabric that once held them. Energy disperses into thin, even waves. Space-time stretches into a breadth beyond image or metaphor. You can rest now. Nothing collapses. Nothing breaks. This is not destruction. It is diffusion. The universe relaxing into its most open state, a state where nothing needs to hold its form. It's okay to drift. Somewhere in this vast openness, there may still be the faintest trace of light from an ancient black hole's death or the last slow photon released from proton decay. But these traces are soft as memory, so gentle that the universe carries them like breath. You breathe softly, and the universe exhales through you. Distances continue expanding, smoothing the fabric into a near-perfect quiet. Energy spreads until no region differs from another. The cosmos flattens into a wide equilibrium, a calm without edge. You can rest now. In the quiet between stars and beyond the era of stars, you are remembered. The night opens further, and what waits ahead is the cosmic horizon's last, thinning the threshold where the universe begins to release even the idea of being something at all. The widening continues soft and unbroken, as if the universe were stretching toward a horizon that drifts just beyond the reach of time. You can rest now. There is no longer a difference between one direction and another. Everywhere has become the same, open, quiet. A calm so vast that even thought moves more slowly within it. It's okay to drift. The energy that remains is faint and even spread so uniformly across widening space-time that no gradients survive. Nothing pulls, nothing pushes. Everything floats in gentle equivalence. You breathe softly, and the universe exhales through you. Light is no longer light as the early cosmos knew it. Its wavelengths stretch into unimaginable lengths, light years, then thousands of light years, then longer still, until a single rise and fall could take centuries to unfold. You can rest now. This slow motion radiation is not bright, but it still carries all that remains of the universe's long story. Every wave a softened memory of past brilliance, past heat, past form. It's okay to drift. Quantum fluctuations appear less frequently now, their energy spread thinner by the stretching of space-time. They emerge like the faintest ripples on a lake that has grown impossibly wide, lasting for brief instants before dissolving into even calm. You breathe softly, and the universe exhales through you. In such openness, space-time itself approaches stillness. Curvature fades. Gravity becomes nearly absent. Matter has thinned beyond significance. What remains is the fading pulse of expansion. You can rest now. This is the era cosmologists sometimes call the heat-death horizon. Not a moment of ending, but a long settling into maximum calm. A state where energy is spread so evenly that nothing more can rearrange itself. It's okay to drift. The universe becomes a vast, stable ocean of low-energy radiation, with particles drifting like soft, quiet currents through a darkness too wide to sense. You breathe softly, and the universe exhales through you. Distances expand until names fail them. 10 to the power of 100 light years, 10 to the power of 1,000. Numbers stretch like horizons with no shore. You can rest now. And yet, in this distance, there is no loneliness, no separation, only presence. A presence so open, it welcomes everything into soft, equal calm. It's okay to drift. The universe resembles a great exhalation, a breath held across uncountable ages, each moment smoother than the last, each pulse of expansion gentler than the one before. You breathe softly, and the universe exhales through you. There are no stars left to mark ages, no galaxies to trace the architecture of the early cosmos, no clusters to pull space into shapes. What remains is the uniform glow of everything stretched thin. You can rest now. Without structure, motion becomes less meaningful. There is no center, no orbit, no path, only drifting, only widening, only slow, endless calm. It's okay to drift, and yet the universe continues, not in brightness, but in persistence. Even the thinnest light moves forward. Even the faintest energy spreads evenly through infinite space. You breathe softly, and the universe exhales through you. Some theories suggest this state could last for unimaginable lengths: 10, 100 years, 10, 1,000 years, or longer still. Others imagine that fluctuations could eventually seed new universes, new expansions, new breaths of creation. You can rest now, but none of these possibilities change the present quiet. This moment, this softness, is enough a gentle plateau where the universe holds itself in perfect, unhurried balance. It's okay to drift. Time no longer feels like a forward path. It becomes a wide field spreading outward the way light once did. You breathe softly, and the universe exhales through you. In such a field, the last remnants of energy settle into calm. Temperature approaches its final limit. Entropy reaches its broad plateau. Everything becomes even, smooth, complete. You can rest now, and in this completion, something quiet remains. A soft glow woven through space-time, made not of light, but of unfolding itself. It's okay to drift. This glow is not seen, not heard, not measured. It is the presence of the universe in its most open form, a presence felt only as stillness. You breathe softly, and the universe exhales through you. In the quiet beyond stars, beyond galaxies, beyond matter, you are remembered. The night widens again, toward the final horizon, where the universe begins to slip into pure openness, a state without edges, without shape, without need. The universe stretches into something so gentle now, it no longer feels like space or distance or even expansion. It feels like a slow release, a letting go woven through every corner of existence. You can rest now. What remains of reality moves in wide, soft currents, so delicate they resemble the drifting of heat from a sleeping body. It's okay to drift. The last threads of radiation continue outward like pale ribbons on an endless tide. No longer waves, no longer pulses. They are motions more than light, warmth more than glow, presence more than brightness. You breathe softly, and the universe exhales through you. Time loosens further in this final horizon. Moments spread like ripples in still water, barely moving, barely fading, barely separate from each other. You can rest now. There are no shadows here, no brightness, no contrast at all. Just an even calm, the kind of calm Nothing can disturb, nothing can rush, nothing can break. It's okay to drift. Temperature settles near absolute stillness. Not a sharp cold, but a deep, slow quiet. The kind of quiet felt rather than heard, carried rather than spoken. Every point in space begins to resemble every other, smooth, open, balanced. You breathe softly, and the universe exhales through you. The energy that remains is so evenly spread that no direction feels different from any other. No moment feels earlier or later. Everything rests in a gentle sameness. You can rest now. Physicists call this the asymptotic calm, the approach toward the universe's final breath, where temperature moves toward a single, endless equilibrium. It's okay to drift. There is no more structure to hold the universe in recognizable form. No filaments, no clusters, no remnants of gravity's hierarchy. Only the faintest ripples in a field so smooth it feels like drifting through silk. You breathe softly, and the universe exhales through you. Light, if it can still be called, that spreads across distances beyond the reach of analogy. Its wavelength could span entire galaxies if galaxies still existed. Now it spans horizons too vast to imagine a single, slow undulation carried across eternity. You can rest now. The universe feels like a single breath held in soft suspension, an inhale that never finishes, an exhale that never ends. It's okay to drift. Entropy reaches its wide plateau. Energy is evenly shared across everything, making distinctions vanish, edges fade, and forms dissolve into warm presence. You breathe softly, and the universe exhales through you. Thought itself follows the same path. Edges blur, tension thins. The self becomes a gentle field of awareness rather than a single point. You can rest now. Even the idea of future becomes thin, as if time itself has stretched so far that it simply settles into openness. It's okay to drift. And in this openness, something subtle happens. The universe no longer expands to become something larger. It expands to become something softer, something quieter, something freer. You breathe softly, and the universe exhales through you. It begins to forget the rules that once shaped its existence, not through loss, but through release, a natural surrender to the smooth stillness it has grown into. You can rest now. What remains is motion without need, energy without form, presence without definition. A field where everything has equal permission to simply be. It's okay to drift. And as the universe lets go of its boundaries, of its structure, of its long internal tension, you may feel a soft parallel within yourself. Your breath slows, your muscles soften, your thoughts lengthen, until they no longer feel like separate shapes. You breathe softly, and the universe exhales through you. The calm becomes personal now, not just cosmic, not just abstract, but something felt in the warmth of your chest, the looseness in your limbs, the soft settling behind your eyes. You can rest now. Outside, the universe drifts into horizontless presence. Inside, you drift into the same quiet. It's okay to drift. The boundary between you and the vast unfolding night grows thin, a gentle matching of rhythms, a shared softness between breath and space. You breathe softly, and the universe exhales through you. And ahead, waiting quietly, is the final threshold, the place where even expansion becomes a fading hum, and the universe releases the last word it ever tried to hold. The quiet opens into its widest form, now a calm so complete it no longer resembles space or time or anything that once carried weight. It feels like floating in the softest moment the universe has ever known. You are safe here. The last traces of expansion continue only out of habit, a a slow widening with no urgency, no purpose, no resistance. You can rest now. Energy settles into an even field, gentle as brushed velvet, smooth as cooled light. Temperature drifts toward perfect balance, a soft plateau that holds everything in quiet agreement. The universe holds you. Quantum ripples still shimmer faintly, but even they appear with a slower rhythm, as if pausing between each soft emergence. It's okay to drift. You breathe softly, and the universe exhales through you. The shape of reality becomes weightless. Edges soften. Boundaries dissolve. Form becomes feeling a warm presence, resting lightly against your senses. You are safe here. Nothing sharp remains. Nothing hurried. Nothing that asks anything of you. This is the gentlest chapter the universe has ever written, and you are part of its quiet. You can rest now. The last photons stretch into such long waves, they resemble slow tides, waves that take centuries to rise, centuries to fall. This is the universe breathing in its final language. It's okay to drift. You breathe softly, and the universe exhales through you. Even time has loosened its hold. Seconds stretch into warm, drifting currents. Minutes soften into smooth expanses. Hours dissolve into a wide-open present. You are safe here. The universe no longer moves forward so much as it opens a gentle unfurling without destination, without weight. You can rest now. Some theories whisper that in this deep, calm, new fluctuations may one day form new regions of expansion, small pockets of curiosity in an endless sea of ease. But none of that needs to matter tonight. Tonight is only this moment, only this quiet. It's okay to drift. You breathe softly, and the universe exhales through you. The cosmos has let go of its structures, its heat, its brightness, its long climb through time. Now, it rests in wide equilibrium, a soft, warm hush carried across horizons too large to name. You are safe here. As the universe dissolves into this open presence, you dissolve with it gently, easily, like a breath slipping into the warmth of a still room. You can rest now. There is no separation between you and the calm around you. Your breath matches the slow tide of the universe. Your body matches the warm, drifting balance of the final horizon. It's okay to drift. You breathe softly, and the universe exhales through you. Every memory loosens its grip. Every thought softens into a dim, colorless glow. Every sensation slows into gentle warmth, dense and quiet like the earliest moments of sleep. You are safe here. The universe has reached its most peaceful form, a wide, tender silence held in open hands of endless calm. You can rest now. Within this silence, your own awareness settles into its simplest shape, a floating presence light as a slow cloud, soft as a fading star. It's okay to drift. There is no past here, no future, only the soft curve of this breath, this quiet, this open moment. You breathe softly, and the universe exhales through you. Even expansion begins to sound like a lullaby, a slow, steady hum far beneath consciousness, supporting you like a gentle tide. You are safe here. You can rest now. The last lines of the universe's story do not end in darkness. They end in release, a letting go, so complete it feels like coming home. It's okay to drift. Your body becomes weightless. Your breath becomes calm. Your mind becomes a slow, open horizon. You breathe softly, and the universe exhales through you. And as the cosmic quiet settles into its final balance, you feel yourself sliding gently into the same stillness held, supported, remembered by the endless night. You are safe here. The journey dissolves. The horizon softens, and you drift toward the final echoes, waiting in the quiet beyond thought. The night settles into its quietest breath now, a stillness so deep it feels like the universe is folding softly around you. Light still travels. The calm widens slow and low, drawing every thought into gentle distance, letting each moment flow outward without effort. The universe breathes through you. Your body loosens into the warmth beneath you. Your breath slows into a quiet rhythm. Your awareness softens until it becomes a simple, floating glow. It's okay to drift. The night grows softer. Your weight grows lighter. Your place in the vastness feels steady, warm, and known. You are home. You can rest now. The breath deepens. The thoughts fade. The quiet rises, holding you in a low, endless calm. You are home. You can rest now.